Alright, so with the new builds of the engine running on the Dreamcast and PSP, we've decided to make things a little more interesting and shake it up a little. So now we're going to be pitting the PlayStation Portable against the Dreamcast. And we're going to be taking votes to see who you think will win. And the only criteria that we're judging by right now is which one runs Elysian Shadows the best. Currently, LibGyro is not in an optimized state, but I will personally say that I believe they are both about equally unoptimized. So for this preliminary round, I don't want to hear anybody bitching that this wasn't on the vector unit or this wasn't assembly optimized. That will come later, so submit your vote. Alright, we have two new voters. Who are you guys voting for?
I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Dreamcast.
No, PSP.
Oh, alright.
She's always against me. The word dream is right in the title.
Two Dreamcast, alright. Alright, who are you voting for?
I'm voting for the Dreamcast.
Who are you voting for?
I'm gonna vote for Dreamcast because personally it's not a handheld. It's got like more stuff in it.
Yeah, so it should definitely have more balls, right, Kendall?
Exactly.
Hey, wait a minute.
Alrighty, who are you casting your vote for?
Obviously the Dreamcast.
Alright, another one.
Another Dreamcast.
PSP. You?
I think we can go out on and vote for the Dreamcast.
PSP.
Oh.
PSP. PSP. Two for the PSP. Alright.
Dreamcast will win!
Alright, Dreamcast, who are you voting for?
PSP.
Oh, alright. Submit it in the little box.
Really?
Alright, buddy, who are you voting for?
Dreamcast all the way.
Dreamcast. Alrighty, man, who are you voting for?
Dreamcast, of course. I grew up with that stuff.
We have another voter here.
Voting for the PSP.
He's voting for the PSP. Alright, who'd you vote for?
Whoa.
PC gaming.
Leon.
Linux.
He voted for the PC. Alright. So tell us who you're voting for.
Looks like we have another Dreamcast.
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 You can't do that. So, who are you voting for?
I'm gonna have to go with Dreamcast.
So, who are you voting for?
I think I'll vote for the PSP.
The PSP? Who are you voting for?
Dreamcast!
Dreamcast!
I'm gonna say Dreamcast. Dreamcast all the way.
Woo!
I'm gonna vote for Dreamcast. Like I said, I don't have any good reasons. Just because once I had 3 broken Dreamcasts.
Dreamcast. Easy, hands down.
Two for the DC. Shut up, Marcel.
PSP.
Woo!
PSP.
PSP? Alright.
Well, regardless of which actually wins, I'm pretty sure that somewhere deep within LibGyro's implementation for the PSP, Valco put something to screw up the frame rate. So, I'm gonna have to go Dreamcast. So, who you voting for?
PSP.
What?
I'm just with you. I'm voting for Dreamcast.
PSP, motherfuckers! Hey, not everybody can vote for Dreamcast. Who are you voting for?
Are you f***ing kidding me?
Ow!
Peter would have a better chance of getting laid than the Dreamcast would of losing to the PSP.
Alright, so we're back from PixelCon and it's time to start tallying up the Dreamcast versus PSP votes. So, I'm just gonna unload our goodie bag here real quick. Alright, who wants Kirby?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kirby! Slime?
Take the marker.
And I'll take the votes.
And, let's see.
Linux?
What the f***?
Seriously?
Some dude voted for Linux.
Vader? Alrighty.
Yeah, Linux. Alright.
Is that it?
Yep.
Seriously? Woo! Dreamcast for the win!
So we pit the Dreamcast and the PSP against one another, and the numbers are in.
Alright, so I've run various benchmarks on the two, and I've taken the frame rate at different moments in the gameplay and things like that. So here we have the Dreamcast running some dumb Lua stuff like Peter's Lua script. As you can see, it's 60 frames per second. With all the rotations, everything going on, it's just 60 FPS. Even
Looks
with
good.
a bunch of other sprites on the screen.
Yep.
The text box is actually a good benchmark just because each thing is being rendered as an individual sprite. Now, the PSP also, 60 frames per second under normal circumstances, but, and I say but, here's the breaker. When you start applying the zoom and scale to the PSP, the frame rate apparently drops drastically. I'm not quite positive why, but the frame rate drops a lot. I think it has something to do with the matrix transformation calculation, stuff like that, not being performed on the vector unit, but yeah, it's
Wow, that looks like crap.
Wow. So I guess
So the next build of LibGyro is going to be a lot more optimized, and I guess you'll see that in the next video. But yeah, Dreamcast wins!
what?
Well, it's true. The only reason I ever voted for PSP to begin with was because, well, I guess my motherly instincts kicked in and I just had to sympathize with the weaker player. But, you know, all along, I really knew Dreamcast was going to kick the PSP's ass.
Dreamcast! Woo! The only reason Peter's winning is because it takes more talent to play with the maracas.
No emphasis on I. It's a group decision. No, okay. And also, with Elysian Shadows Revolution, we wanted to introduce Adventures in Game.
That was really good, though.
Okay.
You writing a new song?
Samba de amigos.